Hi there. Welcome to the first official recording of the NKG Talk to Me video YouTube channel. I'm so excited. I'm telling you, this is something I've been dreaming about and wanting to do. Those of you that are maybe my age, which is 57, or older would remember Phil Donahue, Sally Jessy Raphael. They were the original talk show host, and ever since I watched them, I thought I would love to do that. I can do that. And then, of course, there's the queen of talk show, Oprah Winfrey. Well, now it's my turn. It's my second time around, as they call it. Most of you, my friends, know my biography and who I am and stuff, but I'm hoping that you will share this video and with your friends and family and stuff, and that it will become, as they say, viral. And so there'll be a lot of people watching that don't know my history, my background, who I am. So just to kind of fill you in and welcome you to my YouTube channel, my name is Nancy Green, thus the NKG part. The middle name is Catherine, so Nancy Catherine Green, NKG. Talk to me. Anyway, for over 30 years, I've been in education. I started calculating the other day that in counting since kindergarten, this is the first time in 52 years that I have not been in a classroom in the month of September. I just recently retired, as I said, after 30 years in education, and sitting around trying to find something to do. What am I going to do now that I have all this free time and freedom to do as I choose? I thought, why not try to fulfill a dream? As Diana Nyad, 64-year-old, those of you that have been keeping up with the news, as she said, she just completed her dream. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on. In case you don't know, we'll fill in on that. So, never too late, they say. So I'm giving it a shot. I hope you'll go on this journey with me and help me to succeed my dream. Because without you, it's just the camera and me in my dining room on the YouTube channel. So here we go. I started this thinking my first segment I want it to be, I'm going to call it the Vine Line. And in order for you to understand where I got that, there's a couple of things I want to share. First of all, in the Holy Scriptures, of which I totally believe in, Jesus is quoted as having said, "I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abides in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. And without me, you can do nothing." Amen to that. And then, of course, there's the old song, I don't know, probably 50s, 60s, Gladys Knight and the Pips. I heard it through the grapevine. Come on, baby, would you be my... So, grapevine. And so I'm calling it the Vine Line. And we're going to, each time, go in this segment to squeeze out the juice from the news, headlines, current issues, current topics, etc., etc. And I'm very opinionated, so I'm going to be giving you my opinion, and then hoping that you will, via comments and stuff, share your opinion, and we can get a discussion going, and I can use it for a springboard for future shows. Now, just recently we celebrated Labor Day. Wonderful holiday used to celebrate the millions of Americans of the working class that are the ones that are in the trenches that keep this country going and flowing and working as it should. However, just last week, in over 1,000 cities across the United States, fast food employees, it'll be like McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, etc. In over 1,000 cities, as I said, fast food employees went on strike. Now, we haven't heard much more about it in the news, so I don't know how successful they were. Their contention was the minimum wage, which is now $7.25 an hour. They think it should be doubled to $15 an hour. Over double there. That shocks me. Reports say that the fast food industry says that it will cause them, if they should, increase the minimum wage to $15 an hour, it will cause food prices to go up 25%. Now, I don't know about you, but $15, that sounds a little bit steep for hamburger flipping and shaking the basket and french fries. And I'm not belittling anybody. That's a good, decent job, honest pay. That's all good and great. But $15 an hour, I'm not so sure that's right at this time and point. Mine could be talked into $10 an hour. I think that might be fair. I'm just saying that we need to think about this, because personally, I'm not ready to pay $8 or more for a Happy Meal. Just saying, okay? So give me some of your thoughts and comments on that little issue in the news line there. Another topic on the Vine line, can you feel it? Probably not. It's 100 degrees plus outside, at least where I am in Texas. But I know it's coming. It's September, and I know that autumn is in the air. I also know because the boys of fall are on the field. The Friday night lights have been turned on. Saturday and Sunday afternoon pigskin, that was on the TV. And of course there's Monday night, are you ready for some football going on? And all of that's well and good. Trust me, I love a good football game. I do. I love a good football game. But NFL, and I'm pretty sure this is so controversial that most of you know about this already, the NFL lawsuit. Now, according to reports, $176 million is what was awarded to the professional athletes in this lawsuit here, which personally, come on, let's get real. Let's get real. That is not even a drip drop in the billion-dollar revenue industry that the NFL has and goes through. I mean, gee whiz. And I also want to say, having been a high school teacher, which, by the way, I was a high school English teacher, juniors, 11th grade, so that's mostly 16 and 17-year-olds that I've worked with for the most part of that 30 years in education. Let me just say, research studies say that 140,000 plus high school athletes suffer concussion injuries each year. 140,000 plus of our young athletes suffer concussion injuries each year. That's the ones that are reported. How many of our young people suffer in silence? That I do not know. Now that's just the high school field. That's not mentioning NFL, pro, and all of that. Now, granted, I don't have coach mentality. I'm not a highly competitive person. I'll be the first to admit that. But it concerns me that we're not being honest with our athletes. Those coaches play mind games with them. And I agree, you got to get out there and you got to, give you your heart and your body and your soul if you plan to be competitive, if you plan to win. But I just have to tell you that some of these lifelong injuries that these young people suffer, well, they're not on the brochure. They're not mentioned on the brochure. There was even on Good Morning America the other day, this mother and father whose son, now this was in a university, he died. He died on the football field, even though he had been complaining to the coach about his head hurting, a brain injury, suffering, and died. And cause of injury, and hitting himself, the head contact. So I don't know. I'd love to hear your comments on this. As I said, I love sports. I do. I watch sports. Now, I have to be honest. I enjoy watching golf and tennis, which are definitely not that violent and all. But, I do enjoy a good football game. But at what cost? At what cost are we enjoying this Friday night lights, afternoon, Saturday and Sunday afternoon pigskin, Monday night? At what cost? I don't know. Think about it. Give me your comments. I'd love to hear. And then, as luck would have it, well, I don't know if it was lucky, but just last week, well, let me say this first. For the third week in a row, the movie Lee Daniels' The Butler was at the top of the box office. Now, most people, especially since it's been number 3 for 3 weeks, probably most of America has already been to see it. I did not go until last week, and as I said, as luck would have it, it turned out that I went on the 50th anniversary of Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, which was kind of apropos and touching to me. Let me just say, The Butler, starring Forest Whitaker and Oprah Winfrey, and just in case you're one of the 2 people that hasn't seen it yet, it is based on a true story about Cecil Gaines, who served as a butler in the White House for numerous presidents, several decades that he was there, starting with Eisenhower. And as I said, it's based on a true story, and it's very interesting, very interesting. Now, some critics say that it moves pretty slowly, and other critics say that it's just simply a history lesson on the civil rights movement. And I have to say, there's some truth to both of those comments. I have to agree on some of that. But I also have to say that this is a tremendous movie on relationships. As I sat down and thought about it and kind of pondered over what I'd seen, the relationships. Now, yes, of course, there's the racial relationship, the black and white. But, it's so much more than that. There's the relationship, of course, with the butler and the presidents. So you've got employer and employee relationship. Let's don't forget, you've got the relationship between Forest Whitaker and Oprah Winfrey, husband and wife relationship. You have a huge relationship between the father and his son, who just doesn't seem to get it, nor does the father seem to get his son. You've got a relationship between boyfriend and girlfriend, between brothers, relationship between, as I said, mother and son, relationship between employer, employee, employees, relationships between employees. It's an awesome movie. You know, they say Oscar buzz. Well, I can highly see an Oscar buzz for movie, Forest Whitaker, Oprah Winfrey. Now, whether they'll actually take home one of the Golden Boys, who knows? But it's definitely, if you haven't seen it, it is definitely worth seeing. In my opinion, it's way more than just a historic civil rights lesson. That's what I think. And then last, but definitely, as the old saying goes, not least, on the Vine line, I want to talk about the number 5 song, which it may even be higher than that by now. That was last week. The number 5 song on iTunes. You know what it is? Maybe, maybe not. But the title is Sweet Lorraine. Have you heard about this? Oh, talk about sweet. This is a dripping sweet piece of juice from the vine. 96-year-old Fred Stobaugh. There was a contest in his town, and the contest was to upload the best love song. Well, now being 96 years old, although let me tell you, I'm 57 and I'm right in there with Fred. Fred didn't know how to upload a video. Didn't have a video, didn't know how to upload a video. So Fred, all he had was song lyrics. And so he entered for the contest the song lyrics. The song lyrics were so beautifully written that they couldn't help but get in touch with Fred. And so they did. Now, obviously from the song title, it's about the love of his life. It was a 75-year love. Lorraine. He said he met Lorraine. She was a car hop at the A&W Root Beer. Boy, have I been there, okay? She was a car hop at A&W Root Beer. He fell in love with her when he saw her. And then, 75 years. Unfortunately, of course, Lorraine passed. And one morning he said he sat down and the words just flowed. And so he sent in the song lyrics. Now, he had an idea of how the melody and how the song should sound. And so when the contest people got in touch with him, he was able to kind of give them an idea of what it should sound like. And they, of course, then came up with a song. And as I told you at the start, it is now, and maybe even higher, number 5 on the iTunes list. Way to go, Fred. 75 years. You know, we know of marriages that don't even make it for 72 days. Congrats, Fred. Way to go. Okay, so that's it for the Vine line and news issues for now. And like I said, please comment. Give me some comments and discussion on these. Next, I want to go to, I call this YouTube channel NKG Talk to Me, because that's what I hope you'll do, is talk to me, give me some feedback. So to maybe try to ensure that that happens, I'm going to give you a couple of questions to comment and give me feedback on. Since I mentioned The Butler today, I thought I would ask you, if you go to movies, I'm trying to learn about my audience and what kind of people are tuning in and listening to the video here. I thought I would ask you for favorite movie quotes. Now, I have several, and this was kind of hard. Well, it was not that hard for me to pick, because there's a movie quote that I use all the time, or I used to use in my classroom all the time. So that's the one that I'm going to share with you as my favorite movie quote. It comes from the movie A Few Good Men, starring Tom Cruise and Demi Moore. Now, in this movie, Tom Cruise plays a military lawyer, and he is in an intense courtroom scene. He is interrogating Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson is on the stand, and he's interrogating him, and things are getting intense. And I don't want to, probably most of you have seen this movie, and probably most of you even know what line I'm about to quote that comes from this movie. But anyway, things are intense, and basically Tom Cruise has asked him, tell me what's going on, and try to tell me the truth of this situation. And Jack Nicholson, high-ranking officer that he is, barks back at him, "You can't handle the truth." And that's a real statement. We want the truth, and that's, I consider myself to be a very honest person. Now, it would be a lie if I said I've never told a lie, and all that would be a lie itself. But I strive really hard to be honest with people. People have said to me, Nancy, I'm asking you because I know you'll be honest with me. And I do. We set people up when we ask, do you like my new haircut? Or does this outfit look nice on me, or whatever. And I feel like, don't ask the question if you don't want the truth. Because when you ask questions like that, so many times you're saying, tell me what I want to hear. Don't hurt my feelings, give me the answer that I'm looking for. Well, that's not necessarily the truth. So I'm just of the frame of mind, don't ask the question if you don't want a truthful answer. And of course, the Holy Scriptures says, the truth shall set you free. Oh, wow. Yeah. You don't have to constantly be looking over your shoulder wondering, honest, is the honest answer going to sneak up on me? I'm all for the truth. Another NKG Talk to Me question, comment I'm looking for. I mentioned Diana Nyad when we opened up the recording. Diana Nyad, 64 years old, accomplished her dream yesterday. Accomplished her dream of swimming 103 miles. That's beyond my comprehension to begin with, 103 miles. Not to mention swimming in the water. Not to mention 64 years old. It was her dream to swim from Cuba to the Florida Keys, which is 103 miles. But not just swimming, but swimming without a cage, because it's highly shark infested and covered in jellyfish. And the conditions, those elements, are the things that had kept her from succeeding 5 different times. She started this dream when she was the age of 28. And for various reasons, all of them, I think, being element, the environment, the water, the sharks, the jellyfish, etc., situations kept her from accomplishing her goal. But she did it, and she did it at the age of 64. And her words when she got out of the water were, never give up on your dreams. How awesome is that? So here I am, my second career, my second time around, trying to fulfill a dream of mine. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with this. Okay? So please, send in to me on your comments there your favorite movie quote, or do both. And what is your dream? What is your dream that you are working toward accomplishing or hope to accomplish in the future? And share those items with me. I really would appreciate it. And then I'm going to give a third one, I think, just for kicks here, just so I can get to know my audience and what you're like and a little bit about your personality. Let's talk pet peeves, things that tick us off. Now, I realize we could do just 2 hours or more on that alone, but let's just kind of keep it to one. The first thing that came to my mind was driving on the road. You know, everybody's got road rage now, and I try really hard because, first of all, in Texas, everybody's packing a gun. So you don't want to tick anybody off, you know, on the road because they'll just blow your brains out. So I don't try to let my road rage get out there, but I hate it. Pet peeve. When I'm driving the speed limit, and somebody is on my bumper, I'm just not going fast enough for them. They ride my bumper till there's a break where they can speed around me and boom, take off. You know, and I say, you go, more power to you, buddy. Head on down there. But it really cracks me up when I pull up right beside them and they're sitting at the same red light I'm sitting at. And I'm like, just couldn't wait to get here, and park it for the red light. It kind of gives me a little inside chuckle there. But that is a pet peeve of mine. Those people that just can't wait to rush up and get to the red light. So, like I said, send me your comments and everything. Also, I do hope that you will subscribe to my NKG Talk to Me YouTube channel. There's some place on the screen there where you can subscribe, and it will alert you each time I upload a new recording. So would love for you to subscribe there. And then please, down below the recording there, it'll say share this video, and I'm hoping you'll do that. I'm hoping you'll share this video with family and loved ones and friends, neighbors. Heck, share it with the lady standing in the checkout line at the Walmart store, you know, whatever. Anyway, I would appreciate if you would just share this link to my NKG Talk to Me YouTube channel, and let's just see where it goes. And then don't hesitate to put comments down below. I would love that too. Give me your comments. Let me know what you think, and especially about your dreams, your favorite movie quote, and or your pet peeve. Like to hear from you, okay? So closing out the recording today, I don't know how many years it's been, but I was at an AP, that's Advanced Placement workshop for an English course. As I said, I taught junior English for many, many years, and was introduced to this American author, American writer of Hispanic descent. His name is Jimmy Santiago Baca. And we used Coming Into Language. I used that particular passage in my Advanced Placement English classes. So any of my students watching this will certainly recognize that name. But this young man, well, he's probably not young now, but this gentleman spent a lot of his life incarcerated, and he did not know how to read or write. But during his incarceration, he taught himself to read and write. And his passion for words is just beyond description. And then that passion for words, once he learned to write, became a passion for life. And he just has a beautiful way of expressing himself. So bear with me, the literary side of me has to come out. So I want to share with you just one stanza from a poem of Jimmy Santiago Baca. The poem is titled, A Daily Joy to Be Alive. And one stanza goes like this. No matter how serene things may be in my life, how well things are going, my body and soul are two cliff peaks from which a dream of who I can be falls. And I must learn to fly again each day or die. There you have it. Okay, until the next show, carpe diem and celebrate life. Thanks for watching.